Hey guys, welcome to the 37th Autodesk Inventor tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to continue looking at the hole tool. And for this tutorial, just make sure that you have some sort of 3D feature that looks very similar to mine, and once you have that, just go ahead and click on the hole tool up here. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is just make sure that you have the placement set to linear, and if you don't have that, just go ahead and select linear from the drop down right there. Alright, so the next thing that you're going to need to do is just select the face that you want to drill into. And to do that, just go ahead and click on this button right next to where it says face right there. And then just go ahead and click anywhere on the face that you want to drill into. Now, I'm going to be drilling into this face right there, so I'm going to go ahead and click about right there. So anywhere on that face will do. And as soon as I click, you see that I get a nice preview of what that hole would look like if the center point would be exactly where I clicked. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and move this hole by clicking and dragging on the center point of it, but it really doesn't matter because we're going to be able to edit it more precisely in a little bit here. So once you have your face selected, you're going to need to select two reference lines. And to do so, just make sure that you have this button right next to where it says reference 1 selected, and then just go ahead and click on any line. Now I'm going to be using this line right there, and for my second reference line, I'm going to be using this line right there. Alright, so once you have both of your reference lines selected, you can go ahead and edit the distance in between the center point of your hole and that line. So I'm going to make the distance in between the center point of my hole and this reference line right here 3/4 of an inch, so 0.75 right there, and I'm going to make the distance in between this reference line and the center point of my hole also 3/4 of an inch, so 0.75 again. Alright, so you'll notice that as soon as I change those values, it just automatically relocates the hole to that position. So now it's just like we would normally do with any other hole. So we can just obviously edit the depth of our hole, so I'll make it, I guess, 1/4 of an inch, and we can edit how wide our hole is, and I'll make it, I guess, 1/4 of an inch as well. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and click OK right there, and now you'll see that we just get a nice hole right through our feature. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and create one other hole using a different type of placement. So again, just go back up to your hole tool right here, and this time change your placement to concentric. And this time you're just going to need to select the plane that you want to drill into. So I'm going to go ahead and select this plane right there. And then we're going to need to select a concentric reference. So we need to select some circular reference feature that we're going to be using as a reference circle. So I'm going to go ahead and select this circle right there, and as soon as I do so, you'll see that it will basically just move the center point of our hole that we're making to the center point of that circle that we selected. So I selected this circle right there, and you'll see that it just moved the center point of my circle to the exact same center point as my circle. So now if I just click OK right there, we see that there is now a hole going directly through the center of this circle right there. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we're going to continue looking at the hole tool. So, see you guys.